So these are the muscles of the leg, and you can see here I've left the tags on. These numbers correspond to the numbers that you have on your document, on your lab document. But let me go over these with you. The muscle way up here on the inside of the ilium is called the iliopsoas muscle. As we work down, the next muscle right here is the pectineus. Continue to work down, this muscle is the adductor longus. Continuing to work down, that muscle is the adductor magnus. Now, magnus means magnum or large, so you can actually see this muscle from the front and from the back. So let me spin it so you can see the back of it as well. Right there. So this is also the adductor magnus. You can see from the front and from the back. So on the medial side of the leg, you turn it over here. That long, straight muscle, it's the most medial muscle on the thigh. This is called the gracilis. You spin it back to the front. And you have a muscle that attaches way up here on the ilium, swooshes down, comes across the front of the leg, and inserts way down here on the tibia. This is called the sartorius. This is the sartorius muscle. On the very front, when you look at the quadriceps right here, this muscle with the number 50 on it right in the front is the rectus femoris. So the term rectus means straight with the midline. Femoris because it's right on top of the femur. So rectus femoris right in the front. On the medial side of the leg, because this is the big toe on this side right here, so this is medial. This would be the vastus medialis. On the other side, you have the vastus lateralis. So if we go from medial to lateral, vastus medialis, rectus femoris, vastus lateralis. Then you have two connective tissue elements you see here. You see that one and then you see this one. So this one is connecting muscle to bone, to the patella. So since it's connecting muscle to bone, it's a tendon. So this is called the tendon of the quadriceps femoris. This connective tissue element is connecting the patella to the tibia. So we're connecting bone to bone. So since it's connecting bone to bone, it's a ligament, and it's referred to as the patellar ligament. Okay, let's get the back of the thigh and the side as well, and then we'll go do the lower leg. So I'm going to turn it to the lateral view here. And this muscle that you see right here with the number 39 on it, that is the tensor fascia lata. Right behind it, spin it a little bit more, this is the gluteus medius. And then behind that, the muscle that you sit on is the gluteus maximus. So again, you have the tensor fascia lata, gluteus medius, gluteus maximus, and those three muscles are all connected to the tibia ultimately through this big white band of connective tissue. So you can see how it kind of fans out here at the top. And I have 42 on it, and it comes all the way down and inserts on the tibia. This is called the iliotibial tract because it connects these muscles that are attached to the ilium up here down to the tibia, iliotibial tract, which you also hear referred to as the IT band. That's a common reference for that structure. Okay, let me flip them around and we'll go through the hamstring muscles. There. So we already talked about this muscle right there, and that's the adductor magnus, and this is the gracilis. These are the hamstring muscles that you see right in here. And so starting on the lateral side, that muscle with the number 46 on it is the biceps femoris. So remember in the arm, we had a biceps brachii. In the leg, we have a biceps femoris. So remember femoris, femur, femur's in the thigh, right? So that's the biceps femoris. And then you have these muscles right here. And so this muscle right here is called the semitendinosus with the number 48 on it. Here, and you can see a bit peeking out here. So I have a tag there and there. That's the semimembranosus. So the way I remember or distinguish between those two, the semitendinosus right here is on top of the semimembranosus. So semitendinosus with a T, tendinosus, it's on top, you know, T for top. It's on top of the semimembranosus that you see here. Okay, so we are now ready to do the lower leg, looking at the calf. So with the number 57, it's actually the whole thing is the gastrocnemius. These are heads of that muscle, but we're not distinguishing that. We're just saying that whole thing is that big calf muscle. It's called the gastrocnemius. What lies underneath the gastrocnemius is the soleus. And the soleus is a really flat muscle that lies right underneath here. And it doesn't, my model doesn't separate to show you that, but you can see it peeking out here, soleus, and you can see it peeking out on the other side as well, right here. The tag you see right down here is again another connective tissue element. It's connecting the calf muscle to the heel. So that's referred to as either the calcaneal tendon or the Achilles tendon. Either way, kind of the common name is Achilles tendon, and that's fine to call it that. It's also referred to as the calcaneal tendon because, as we know from the skeletal system, that bone is the calcaneus. Okay, now we're going to look at the other muscles of the lower leg when I turn it this way. Okay, can you see that with that bracket? Okay, so again, gastrocnemius, soleus. Then you have these two muscles here, and they have recently undergone a renaming. But this one here has been renamed the fibularis longus, and this one right here is the fibularis brevis. They used to be called the peroneus longus and peroneus brevis, and it's still appropriate to call them that. I've provided both names for you in your lab document, so whatever you want to call them is great. Fibularis longus, fibularis brevis, I think those are great names for them because they do lie right on top of the fibula, which lies right underneath there. When I continue to move it around to the front, you're going to see the extensor digitorum longus right here at number 62. It runs all the way down, and watch what the tendon does. The tendon goes out to the toes or out to the digits. So it's the extensor digitorum longus. And then as we continue around to the front, tibialis anterior at number 56. So this muscle is the most anterior muscle. It's right on top of the tibia, and it's called the tibialis anterior. And those are the muscles of the leg.